Hello, Kansas future. The first question is more of a housekeeping one, addressing some of the longer-term injuries. You've got the three receivers, Rashid, McCall, and Sky. Hey, football's most passionate fans, are you ready for an electrifying week of NFL action? Check it out, Andy Reid opened up at Monday's press conference and gave us a glimpse of what's to come in the AFC West. We're talking rivalry, strategy, and a dash of revenge to close out the regular season. That's right. Week 18 is packed with excitement. What's at stake? We're talking playoffs, historic rivalries, and of course, strategic decisions that could shape the Chiefs' fate in the playoffs. And the most incredible thing, the Chiefs are in a position to impact not just the Broncos, but the entire AFC playoff picture. It's a lot to digest, and we're here to break it all down with you. If you think this is just another game, hold on tight. Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, and the entire Red Kingdom have some decisions to make. Who will take the field, who will rest, and most importantly, what will be the approach against the Denver Broncos, who are playing for survival? Let's dive into this epic scenario right now. Andy Reid was full of praise for the AFC West. The level of this division is incredible, he said, and he's not exaggerating. The Chargers are in the playoffs, the Broncos are still in the running, and even the Raiders, though out of contention, are playing hard. This is, without a doubt, one of the most competitive divisions in the NFL. It's always a point of pride to see the AFC West being highlighted for its quality, and Reid made it clear that he appreciates this rivalry. We're here for the competition. It's no surprise that the games in this division are always epic, with rivalries that make the heart race. Each confrontation carries a story and often decides fates. Now, I want to know, in your opinion, is the AFC West the toughest division in the NFL or not? Which team, besides the Chiefs, deserves the most attention this year? Comment below because this discussion promises to be interesting. The Broncos have everything on the line in this final round. After losing to the Bengals last week, the team still has a chance to make the playoffs, but to do so, they need to do the unthinkable. Beat the Chiefs in the most important game of their regular season. It's a high-pressure situation for Denver. They know that winning means securing a playoff spot and silencing their critics. But do they have the muscle to overcome a team as dominant as the Chiefs, even if Kansas City decides to rest some starters? That's the big question. On the other hand, recent history doesn't favor the Broncos. They haven't beaten the Chiefs since 2015. That's right. Those are years of red dominance in the AFC West. Can the Mile High team change that narrative? The ball is in their court, but it will take something special to make that happen. The Chargers did what was needed with a convincing win over the Patriots. They secured their spot in the playoffs and showed that they are a dangerous team to face in the postseason. Justin Herbert is leading this team with confidence and skill. It's impressive to see how the Chargers have grown throughout the season. They have talent and depth on the roster, and a quarterback who can tilt any game in their favor. With their place secured, the Los Angeles team can now focus on preparing for a playoff matchup that promises to be intense. Now, the burning question. Do you think the Chargers have what it takes to advance in the playoffs? Or are they still a lesser threat compared to the Chiefs' dominance in the AFC? I want to hear from you, Red Kingdom fans. Now, let's talk about the Chiefs. Already guaranteed to be one of the best teams in the AFC, they have a puzzling decision to make in Week 18. Should they play to win and make life difficult for the Broncos, or rest their starters and prepare for the playoffs? It's a strategic crossroads, and Andy Reid is known for his ability to make strategic decisions. Decisions in these types of situations are tough. Playing to win would be a demonstration of strength and would help maintain the team's competitive rhythm. But at the same time, sparing stars like Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce could be essential for making the playoffs with everyone healthy. So, what would you do in Reid's shoes? Would you bet on a categorical victory to send a message to the league, or would you prioritize the rest and recovery of key players? This decision will be talked about, and we want to hear your opinion. What makes this game so special is the rivalry between the Chiefs and Broncos. We're talking about decades of competition, epic moments, and of course a lot of history written in these clashes. And now, once again, this classic will be decisive. The Broncos haven't beaten the Chiefs since 2015, and Red Kingdom fans have been enjoying their run of dominance. But a game like this, with the playoffs on the line for Denver, gives them extra motivation. Will they break their streak, or will the Chiefs' dominance prevail once again? There's nothing like ending the regular season by facing a historic rival. It's more than just a game, it's about pride, legacy, and the desire to show who's boss in the division. Who's excited to see another chapter in this legendary rivalry? If the Broncos win, they're in the playoffs. But what if the Chiefs win? That puts the Bengals in a tough spot. A stumble against the Steelers could put them out of contention. That's the magic of the NFL, where every result impacts the entire schedule. The Bengals are a team that no one forgets in Red Kingdom. Their loss to them in the last playoffs is still fresh in memory, and many fans want a rematch at home at Arrowhead. But that possibility depends on how the last round of games unfolds. So, Chiefs Kingdom, would you rather avoid the Bengals in the postseason, or are you ready to take on Joe Burrow and his crew once again? Either way, one thing is for sure, the playoff narrative is going to be epic. When asked about the team's approach to this game, Andy Reid was blunt. We want to play well, that's the most important thing. That statement shows that regardless of who is on the field, the Chiefs are going to come out and compete. The big question is, who will Reid play? Will it be a mix of starters and reserves, or will we see a completely different lineup? In any case, one thing is certain, the team's competitive spirit will not be compromised. Reid always values the moment of being on the field. Even with the spot guaranteed, this game is an opportunity to test new players, reinforce strategies, and, of course, continue to sharpen the roster for the playoffs. For fans, it's always exciting to see how the Chiefs prepare for the bigger challenges that lie ahead. In the meantime, we have the Raiders watching from afar. They're out of the playoff race, but could benefit from a loss to the Chiefs, which could mean a higher draft pick, crucial for a rebuilding team. Raiders fans must be divided. On one hand, they want to see the Chiefs lose. On the other, they know that every loss now increases the team's chances of strengthening in the next draft. That's the irony of the NFL. Sometimes losing can mean winning in the future. And for Chiefs Kingdom, facing a rival outside of our direct competition is always a reminder of how dominant we are in the division. Let's keep that dominance alive and show once again who the true king of the AFC West is. Now, back to the Broncos. For them, there is no tomorrow. A win means playoff life. A loss means the end of the season. That kind of scenario is what makes the NFL so special, where every snap can define destinies. The Broncos need to play their best football of the season, but their recent record against the Chiefs is not in their favor. They know that beating Kansas City is more than a difficult task. It's almost impossible. But the NFL always surprises us, and the Broncos are going to give it their all. If Denver can get past the Chiefs, it would be a major turning point in their season. But Chiefs Kingdom is here to remind us, Mile High is no match for the might of Arrowhead. We're ready to defend our emotional turf even on the road. Fans, it's your call. What's the best decision for the Chiefs? Go all out and crush the Broncos' dreams, or focus on the playoffs and let the reserves do their thing? This is a hot topic of discussion. You, Chiefs Kingdom fans, know how much these moments matter. Every game is a chance to cement the team's legacy and send a clear message to the rest of the league. The Chiefs are unstoppable, home or away. Let us know what you would do in the comments. We want to hear all your opinions because, at the end of the day, we are a nation united by this immense passion for red and gold. So the NFL is making the same exact mistake that they make every single year, man, and that's doubting the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I already know I've made a few videos similar to this or around the same subject, but it's definitely not going to be the exact same video. It's going to have different talking points and new things in this one. But the Kansas City Chiefs, like I've said before and like I always say, man, they are that team that everyone wants to beat. They're the team that people are tired of seeing. They don't want to see the Chiefs go for a three-peat, obviously. If you look at what Terry Bradshaw has said, this is something we're going to address, because I don't want you to think I'm randomly talking about people doubting the Chiefs. People really do doubt the Chiefs. So, Terry Bradshaw doubted that the Chiefs would three-peat as Super Bowl champions, and I don't understand it. We know the Chiefs have gotten themselves back on the road to another Super Bowl, and obviously guys like Bradshaw are still speculating. He speculated on Fox NFL that the Chiefs would not win a third consecutive Super Bowl, and I just don't get it. Patrick Mahomes helped lead the team to 3 wins in 11 days over the Cleveland Browns, Houston Texans, and Pittsburgh Steelers on December 15th, December 21st, and Christmas Day, respectively. The Chiefs are doing what they always do around this time of the year, locking in. Here's what Terry Bradshaw had to say. First of all, he asks, "Why am I upsetting everyone?" Bro, because you just said the Kansas City Chiefs aren't three-peating. You're upsetting all the Chiefs fans because, come on, we all know we're three-peating. Terry Bradshaw's quote say, You see how quick they get rid of the ball now? See that? Quick, 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 quick. I just think they're going to load up against a team like Buffalo. They're going to load up against a team like Baltimore, and those are the two teams that could beat them. I think one of them is going to take them out, even though it would be in Kansas City. So, that's Terry Bradshaw's reasoning on why we won't win the Super Bowl again. Honestly, that doesn't sound like a reason to me. It sounds like rumors, opinions, and just guessing. But anyways, the Chiefs will conclude the regular season against the Denver Broncos on January 5th. The starters will get plenty of rest before they play the AFC divisional round game following their first round bye. We know the Chiefs' playoff path isn't going to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but when you're a team like the Chiefs, 15-1, and you get to play at home for the whole playoffs, it sounds easier than what other teams are facing, that's for sure. Now, the Chiefs' only loss of the season was against the Buffalo Bills, who are clearly playing with a huge chip on their shoulder because they were eliminated in the AFC divisional round for 3 consecutive years. But Mahomes and Andy Reid obviously understand that the Bills and the Baltimore Ravens will be the teams most likely standing in their way. The Ravens have a revenge narrative because Kansas City defeated them in the 2023-2024 AFC Championship game to move on to the Super Bowl. Obviously, I don't know what Bradshaw's thinking, but Shaw's talking about the Chiefs, and they're known for having a lot of pride when it comes to high percentage throws offensively. I don't understand what Bradshaw is really getting at, and I don't get why this quick passing game would be a problem for the Chiefs in upcoming matchups. It doesn't really make sense. But with the postseason coming up, there's going to be a lot of excitement and unpredictability. We know anything can happen between now and February, but what Terry Bradshaw is saying definitely doesn't make sense. I don't really like what he's saying, and honestly, nobody really wants to listen to that. Yeah, nobody really will listen to that. I mean, history is not on our side though, that's for sure. History is definitely not on the Kansas City Chiefs side right now, but the thing about the Chiefs is they're always going to go against history. Even if history isn't on their side, the Kansas City Chiefs are always going to make history. That's what they do. They make history. So even if the Chiefs don't have the history on their side this year, and no one has ever three-peated, cool, we understand that. But at the end of the day, the Kansas City Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes, they have Andy Reid, who's an offensive mastermind, and they have Travis Kelce. If the Chiefs three-peat, they cement themselves as the greatest team ever. A lot of people say that's a bad take or a lazy take. I posted that on Instagram and was told it's a bad take. I don't understand what people are talking about. They say I'm just saying anything, but honestly, it's absolutely true.